guys, so I just want to have a little quick conversation with y'all and talk to you guys about the very first thing I did when I became born again, and honestly what I continue to do to this day and what I never want to stop doing. But when I became born again, when I went in my room and I shut my door and I sat on my bed and I said, if there's a higher power out there, would you reveal yourself? And long story short, I fell asleep and I had an encounter with the Lord. I had an encounter with Jesus. I received a revelation of Jesus in this encounter, and I woke up a new creation. That's a whole story within itself. I'll link it in this video. But when I woke up from this, I was like, you know what? Forget everything I think I know about who he is. Holy Spirit, would you reveal Jesus to me? Would you reveal to me who you are for yourself, and let me throw out everything I think I know about you, everything I thought I knew about you. Let's start fresh. I want to read. Oh, I thought my Bible was in the side of my door like normal. Guess I'll have to put that back and go find where that is. That's okay. I know where it is. But anyways, I was gonna grab my Bible and read this word as if I've never read it before. Forget everything that I thought I knew about you, because obviously that wasn't working for me, because I wasn't perceiving him rightly, because I didn't know what I was willing to die for, or who I was willing to live for. It wasn't until I was born again that I decided I'm going to throw out everything I think I know about who he is. Lord, I want to know you for who you say you are. I don't want to know you just because I heard this sermon or went to this church or this person said this about you. Forget that. Where I had to go, you guys, is I had to dig deep in my relationship with him. I had to go home every single day. I would go to work, mind my business, come home, shut my door, and spend time with him. And that was my focus. And that started to consume my life. I still want that to be whatever consumes my life, is spending time with him when no one else is watching, and getting oil and getting to know him for how he personally reveals himself to me, to us in the secret place. That's what it's all about. That's where joy is found. That's where every good thing is found, in his presence. I don't want to just hear some prophetic word and be encouraged. I want the very word himself to speak to me, Rhema, to breathe his life to me in the chamber, so I can be empowered by what I've heard from him intimately, not from what I've heard from him on some YouTube video or from some sermon or teaching or this person that was talking about him. That's all great. That all, if communicated in the spirit of truth, can unveil him correctly. But let's not base our intimacy with the Lord or our perception of who we think he is based on what we've heard about him. How hypocritical is that? We talk about I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be real. Well, let's be real. Let's be authentic about who we serve. Let's go to the secret place and really get to know him for who he is, and be real with him and be authentic with him, and receive him in his authenticity. Receive him in who he is. Receive him in the way that he wants to reveal himself to us. The way that people talk about him, if we base our knowledge of God on how others have talked about him, what? No. And I did that, you guys. I did that. I started to turn from him. I grew up in church and I went a whole different direction because I was basing my knowledge of who I thought God was based upon how other people acted and how I perceived him to be from their actions and from their words and from what I saw, not from me going in the secret place and saying, God, who are you? I'm going to stay here until you reveal yourself. I'm going to seek you. I'm going to knock. I'm going to ask. I'm going to keep knocking. I didn't do that. And ask the Holy Spirit to move on your heart and give you that desire and impart to you that grace. And so I just ask right now, Holy Spirit, that you just impart a greater measure of grace to your people, to have the desire to know you better, to know you for who you say you are, not for who merely man says you are, but for who you say you are. We want relationship with you, God, with no veil between us. We thank you that the veil has been torn and we can enter into your throne room boldly and gladly because the veil has been torn. Thank you that we don't need to earn your favor by works, but you've given it to us by your free gift of grace that we never want to abuse, Lord. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your favor. Thank you for speaking to us with no veil between us. Thank you that you long for intimacy with your people. You long to be intimate with your bride, to woo her heart deeper to you so she can experience pleasures unknown. And we just thank you for who you are and for how you unveil yourself to us so personally and so intimately. I love you guys. Be encouraged. Ask him to give you more of a hunger for him. I ask him, Jesus, I want to be more hungry for you every day. You know, not out of an orphan, not out of a daughter who's an orphan, just out of a daughter who is seated with him in heavenly places. Jesus, make me more desperate for you. I want to be more hungry for you. Thank you for consistently, constantly imparting more measures of grace to me to desire to know you more, to desire to know you better, to continuously desire intimacy with you. It's honeymoon forever with him. We go from glory to glory, from pleasure to pleasure. Yes, there's different seasons, but there is a joy set before us in every moment in this covenant, and it is him. He is our prize. And so don't stop doing the things that you did at first. And if you've never done this, start today. Start yesterday. Go in your room and shut the door and spend time with him and get oil and ask the Holy Spirit to reveal to you Jesus for who he says Jesus is, for who he says that he is. And watch your life change. Watch your relationship with him change. I love you guys. Let me know in the comments what spoke to you, okay? All right. Love y'all.